Once again, today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad. In Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
See here, this isn't about your dedication. Pringle certainly attests to your loyalty. No, your dismissal stems from the Titanic mission. That failure can no longer be ignored, especially now. I am sorry, but someone must shoulder the blame. The service, you understand. We can't be held responsible.
Okay, there we go. Oh, that's way too loud. I did say that I'm gonna be doing like a live stream without my mic turned on, but I just wanna say hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. This one is way early, I have to admit, but I did plan next week to do this live stream, but I just want to do this now without any commentary. So this is actually just a comment. So this is actually going to be me not talking, like back and forth, like. So, yeah, that's just a fair warning, or maybe just me wanting to say something about this in detail. And yes, I'm outside of the DOSBox game. Right now, as you can tell by my mouse right here. And I'm gonna keep myself on mute for now. Just for you guys to enjoy the stream. Like, with me not talking about it. Talking over it. And yeah. And yeah, I was playing this through and through without me talking. Like I said, this is not like an ordinary commentary like what you see in other streams. It's just me playing through the game. It's just like reliving the experience of playing this game back in 2015, 14, 16. I don't know. But I think it's somewhere in 2014 or so. I don't know. Mid 2010s, something like that. So yeah. I did actually start this way early. I think I should follow, like, when my audience isn't available, so yeah, sorry. I mean, I'll just do random streams, just try to guess randomly. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, as you saw, right now, it's like, I just want to say before we continue, before the bomb, boom, in this game. Yeah, that's, I mean, the things that you saw just now. That's all. I think I'm gonna explain when we are on the ship, when we go back in time. I'm gonna explain that after that. But these are just gonna be like random commentaries. It's not gonna be like what you see in other YouTubers when they talk through the gameplay. It's just gonna be like a clean gameplay, or maybe I'm just gonna add like a little summary on each step, and that's all gonna be. Like, there are side missions. I have to say there are quite a lot of side missions, like a lot. And I hope you can hear me when I talk like this. They're like not in the chat, but I can tell that there are quite. Yeah, I have to admit, I did actually start this way late. I should have started this in the morning. Or not in the morning, but college. But anyway. Yeah, so. Yeah, like I said, it's this is just gonna be like a gameplay without commentary. Like, with no commentary, maybe commentary at the end, but I just don't want to talk like that much, so. But as you saw there, now, as you saw there, it's just me not saying anything. Like, but never mind that. It's just gonna be like a gameplay, and then I'm gonna add the summary. That's why I didn't explain this really well in the description of the stream. So I'll try to do that. And maybe I can do the side missions, because I didn't do the side missions early on. I was just going to do like a speed through, like a speed run through the main mission. And that's all. Now this is gonna be like full of side missions. Or maybe I'm just gonna jump some side missions, like. but I'll see what I can do. So, I think when I'm doing side missions, I just want to say, I think that these are going to be like not relevant to the story, but I'll see what I can do. So, enjoy the gameplay.
The past, forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed? "30 years have come and gone since the night that saw the end of the world, my world. The service needed someone on the Titanic. They chose me. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once Georgia was on board. And that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed? What then?
Good evening. I am Smethels, your steward, and if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about. You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the mal de mer, was it? Seasickness can be quite unpleasant, especially if it's one's first crossing. Since you haven't been out of your cabin, may I instruct you on how to get assistance while on board the Titanic? Very well. Your correspondence. 2,200 on board, and they all want messages delivered promptly. Even if it is 1912, and the Titanic, the most advanced means of sea conveyance ever devised, I still have only 2 hands. Here, a map of the ship for you. Compliments of the White Star Line. I have taken the liberty of indicating your cabin, C-73. Of course, on a Sunday evening at this hour, there won't be many people out. Will there be anything else? A young lady. A most insistent young lady. The electric camel, an exercise device. They say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side. That's the right side, in case you had not been informed. Most certainly, remember the term forward. It means towards the front, or bow, of the ship. The term aft refers to the Titanic's back, or stern. Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the bed. If you require additional assistance, Please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all.
A fine night to be indoors, cold as the dickens outside. Cold but clear. Clear as a bell, and the stars, oh, you should see 1,000,000 stars in God's firmament. A congregation of light. The name's Trout, the Reverend Edgar Trout. I'm returning from a mission in Africa, to Sunapee, New Hampshire, where I live. Emily, my wife. She's dead. Thank you. We had looked forward to this journey. But she died at Port Said. Though it was Nyasaland that killed her, the doctors, you know, never did find all the parasites. We've just ended a hymn sing in the second-class lounge. It's the Titanic's first Sunday afloat. For all those in peril on the sea. Tell me, are you religious? Do not forget God, and do not collude with the godless. There are many on this ship. Leyland Trask, for example, a seer, a clairvoyant. He claims the most outrageous blasphemies. Remember, that which does not come from God is not of God. Wait, before you leave, I was wondering, perhaps you'd care to make a donation to our mission in Nyasaland. I am very happy. I shall call upon you tomorrow to discuss it. Good evening.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late. Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission. Look at this. A German colonel named Zeitel. He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. We know better. 10 days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago in Paris after its purchase by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government. The Rubaiyats, a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry, a passion of his lordship's. Poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board. Of course. Didn't they tell you anything? His lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper about. No. He's with a protégé. Name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien, nibbling pastries. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Officer Morrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitels received or sent any telegrams about the Rubaiyat. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes for you. You use the brains God gave you. Watch people. Listen. When you find the Rubaiyat, knock on my door. Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail.
Come here. Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinuses. Max Seidelman, Philadelphia, PA. Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The Sharpie of Spruce Street, they call me. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with him. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brr. Cold as a cast iron commode out here. So, what do you say? Okay, some other time maybe.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. Sorry, the wireless room's off limits to passengers. No passengers allowed. Yes, very calm. No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises, as if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells round him, I tell you. Though that's nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the moment. His entire London office is in an uproar. Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Pah, give me the sea. You can toss the rest. Never have. Not since the war. South Africa. Boer War. The officer was a drinker. He was drunk when they trapped us out on the veldt. On a moonless night. It was a massacre. We never saw them coming. Drink always leads to the devil. Lucky? No, I wouldn't think that I was. Then why are so many people thinking about it? An interesting connection. For all I know, it could be true. A man's got his troubles, sick child, being away from home. But I hate whiners and apologizers. Well, thank you for your insight. Have a look, why don't you? Mind you, Phillips will have my head if he catches you in there, but I don't see any harm. Go on in.
I say, what's your step?
Are you hurt, Henry?
No harm done. No harm.
I'm so sorry.
Trot on my toe.
We're the Ghost Joe. You're English, then?
You've decoded the message. Smashing. The boiler rooms. Blast. There's an entrance to the lower decks around here somewhere. Query the lift attendant. He's cheeky, but he knows this ship. Intercept the Rubaiyat before it changes hands.
What? A passenger? I can't regulate the steam for boilers 1 and 2, so I don't have time for you. You're where you shouldn't be. Get up top, before you're kicked up there. Oh, with White Star, are you? I'm glad you've come. I've got some serious problems with this control panel. Oh, I doubt it. She's really acting up. See? Still working the bugs out of her. See for yourself. Have at it. There's a gauge showing the turbine's power output. The needle's got to move into the green zone. Over here. Smart you were. She's running much smoother now. Say, since you were so interested, go on, have a peek in the engine room. She's quite a sight.
You are a passenger. Excuse me, I would speak with you. Forgive me, I am sorry to intrude on you, a person of such high station. I am Vlad. I have many. I am leaving my home. I am a Serb and they have killed my wife, my children, the Austrians. For that they will pay. But I do not want to burden you. Please, I need a favor. I have a friend in first class, in cabin A14. Mr. Barbican has a package for me. Can you bring it here? Me enter first class like this? No, they would catch Vlad. His name is Barbican, in A14. Tell him you've come from Vlad. He will give you the package. I wait here for your return. Your assistance will be repaid manyfold.
You found him. Sasha Barbican of Barbican Galleries. Now, what is it that I can help you with? For Vlad? He's on board? Please come in. He did it. I told him not to, told him I'd pay his ticket, but he was too proud. Such a tragedy about his family. They were with my mother's people. When Austria took Bosnia, they were killed. Many were. With his family dead, America seems as good a place as any for Vlad. Ask Vlad, I don't know. Here, his things. He'll be glad to get them. It's rather late. Good night. Enjoy your voyage.
Thank you. I must see Mr. Barbican. I've bad news. He will not be happy. I am looking for something. Something very important. But it's not here. You have seen a small... It is of no importance. Good night.
Did you get it? Did you find the Rubaiyat? Smashing. What have you learned? I was wondering how you got so dirty. There's a spot on your cheek. Yes, right there. You got it. More art? Zeitel's no connoisseur. No, there's something about that painting of interest to the German High Command. I don't have any information about Vlad, but the other fellow, look here. Zeitel's Titanic contact is a London art dealer. They say he smuggles art, and he's not above selling stolen merchandise. The files say he's Serbian, interestingly enough, with links to some shady Balkan groups. Let me see. That's the Rubaiyat, all right. Well done. Leave it with the purser for safekeeping. It shall be undisturbed there. The painting's what Zeitel's really after. You must secure it. Where or how, I don't care. Just find it and bring it back here. Remember, leave the Rubaiyat with the purser for safekeeping. He might also know where the painting's stored. Sneak a peek at his cargo manifest. That should help you find the painting. Cargo stored somewhere beneath the forecastle deck. Things are thickening up quite nicely, aren't they? We've got to get our hands on that painting. Don't fail.
Oh, what do you want? Why, what do you know? Not that it matters. I'm much too busy. I must get this message through from Mr. Thayer. Mr. Thayer expects his private train car to meet him in New York, and I can't leave my post. But I need to send this telegram. Help? Yes, it might be helpful if you delivered this message to the wireless room for me. Even better, why don't you send it for me? Mr. Thayer is a very important man. So send the telegram at once. And when you have, don't forget to tell me. Very nice. Security is our first priority. I'll put it in the safe. Glad to be of service. Good night. Only I'm allowed to access the cargo manifest. What do you want? Very good then. Good night. Yes, can I help you? You sent it? Marvelous. I was afraid you'd forgotten. Mr. Thayer will be most grateful. And let them think the purser's not doing his job. I am the purser, and as purser, I am the one who looks after the passengers. Mr. Thayer is Vice President of the Pennsylvania Railroad, and it is I who shall inform the Thayers that their train will be waiting. So, if you'll excuse me... Yes, can I help you? Oh, wait, go away, I'm too busy. Mr. Isidore Strauss, he's lost a cufflink, and he's so particular. Thank you. It is a gold cufflink. Mr. Strauss will be very grateful. Yes, can I help you? Wonderful. Mr. Strauss will be quite pleased that I've found his cufflink. I shall deliver it at once. I'm just sure his gratitude will be reflected most generously.
Nobody's allowed to... You've got the keys. You're a carter. Of course you can enter. Right this way. Come to visit your new automobile, have you? Can't say I blame you. She's a beauty. Gleaming like a new penny. Right this way. Mind your head, it's dark in there. You'll find your way from here.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been? It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned. Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me. You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't. Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles, never. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Saoirse. Saoirse, the owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends, of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Quick. I've tracked Zeitel and Sasha to the ship's stern. They're having a rather heated conversation. See if you can listen in. I'll track their movements.
We've a problem, Zeidel.
Which is?
The Rubaiyat. It was not at your drop point.
You are sure?
Most definitely.
But I put it there myself. What happened?
There's a third party on board. An agent working against you. Against us.
How do you know?
My servant saw them at the drop. They now have the Rubaiyat. This could ruin me, Zeidel, if I were found out.
We should take precautions.
What about the painting? Did your associate bring it up from the cargo hold?
No, I don't have it.
No? But I put it there myself.
Sasha, I've discovered a traitor. Don't look so startled. It is not you.
You mean Hadelitz, your associate?
No longer my associate, I am afraid. Willie was an intellectual, and intellectuals aren't smart enough for espionage. Now, I must recover the painting and its plans. I fear this third party may already have possession of it.
And Hadelitz?
Thank you for asking. Willie will bring no further harm to the fatherland, I assure you. Let us plan.
Did you get the painting? Splendid. But now something else has come up. That snooty steward Smethels was looking for you. Find him and kick him smartly in the shins. Here's a message for you.
I knew you'd come. Charles received a telegram from the solicitors. Our estate's to be sold off. He asked about the necklace I gave you. I told him I left it with a purser. Don't say anything to him or Sasha. Not him and his group of... Oh, there's much more to tell you. Can you meet me in my stateroom? I'm in B70. It's Charles' custom to go for a drink in the smoking room. When he does, visit me.
Still wondering? This ship holds a strange fascination for you. Most peculiar. I have a message from a young German gentleman by the name of Hadelitz. He would like to meet you in the squash court. They've opened it for him. Highly irregular, I must say, especially for fencing. Meanwhile, I shall inform the young German gentleman that you will meet him presently.
I am Colonel Zeidel, with the German Imperial Army. What brings you out so late on Sunday night? I am looking for something as well. Willie von Hadelitz has been most irresponsible. He has disobeyed me and misplaced a favorite painting, one destined for the German embassy. A faux pas of the first magnitude. A rather charming street scene by a young Viennese painter. For someone with insomnia, you ask quite a lot of questions. What did you say your profession was? As I have observed, stay away from German business. Germany wants land, industries, and material, and we will fight to get it. Britain and America will try to stop this, but we will know your plans. And if there's war, Germany will win. But enough politics. This has been such a civilized voyage so far. Let us meet tomorrow in the cafe, yes? The band? They play Strauss so well. Until then, auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for coming. I do not meet so many people on the Titanic. It is a pity. I like the English. I wish I knew more of them. Now you have the opportunity of fencing with me. 3-time champion of my university. You are also an excellent athlete, yes? Colonel Seitel believes it so. The Colonel is very seldom confused about anything. You will play. If you win, perhaps, I relate to you some stories. En garde. Allons. Et là. Allez, allez. Touché. Allons-y. Sehr gut. You are a great athlete. The Titanic, how quickly she is moving. The engines are loud here. We are nearing the Grand Banks. The Vikings thought this part of the North Atlantic cursed. Even modern sailors call it the Devil's Hole, a place of deadly surprises. Things aren't always what they seem, yes? Like me, for example. I am German, but I am also a friend to others. Perhaps even the English. Another match? Afterwards, we can tell more tales. Another match? Oh. Allons-y, touchez. Verdammt. Et là. Verdammt. Et là. Verdammt. You fence well. Take this in friendship. May it bring you luck. A thing I fear we shall all need. But if anything should happen to me, I trust you will know what to do. Why do you assume he is interested in paintings? Yes, art. That is what I meant. And you are mistaken. Colonel Seitel cares little for art, unlike his friend Herr Barbicon. I notice he likes old Vienna, for he has many pictures of the city. You do? Remember, only one thing is certain, and the rest is lies. It is a quote from an old book I had the recent opportunity to read. But I tell you more. I am associate professor at the University of Vienna. I document the mythos, the legends of mankind. I'm on my way to New Mexico to study the Yoni Indians under Dr. van der Plaars. I am interested in what Dr. Freud calls the unconscious mind, what happens below the surface of experience. Tell me, what frightens you more, fire or ice? The ancient Aryans believed man would see 4 ages. According to them, this is now the Wolf Age, an age that ends with ice. After the Wolf Age ends, Mankind shall experience a fire that will burn for 2 generations. Clearly a metaphor for a war we must all try to prevent. Yes? If the fire comes, my friends will favor the English over Germany. Another match? Let us meet later. I will tell you more. For now, keep the ring. I bid you good night.
I say, how are you getting on?
Getting on? We use gangplanks, if I remember.
Quick as a cow, she is. Seen Guggenheim about?
Such a gentleman, extremely attentive to the ladies.
Especially his mistress. They say he stashed her on board somewhere.
Really, Henry? Not Mr. Guggenheim?
The Titanic's not a damned rectory, you know.
But Henry?
Quite the randy old goat from what I hear.
My goodness, I've forgotten completely. I have a message for you. Mr. Trask in D2 said you were to meet him where honor and glory crown time. Where honor and glory crown time? What do you think he meant? Good night.
Hello there. Didn't I see you earlier? You seen Hadelitz's gal, Clarice Limehouse? She must have a cabin on D-deck, near reception. And could I receive her in a New York minute? Willie's girl's got some class to her. Main line all the way. Somewhere's on D-deck. Willie came by here earlier. Good night.
Lord Lambeth. I'm traveling with my wife, Lady Lambeth. George has decided to take the air. I opted to take this. My wife, Georgia, she's unwell. Yes, it's not the best situation, I'm afraid. And just one of my trouble. Too many to speak of. With Georgia, how else? 4 years ago at a house party, she enchanted me. We got married and were happy. But Georgia's moods grew volatile. She imagined plots against her everywhere, even with Sasha. Sasha cares more for money than for her. I know that now. He's on board, actually, shepherding a collection of paintings to New York. But that's a secret. Good night. And if you should speak to my wife, remember, she tells some fairly tall tales.
Yes? The lounge is closed for the night. We'd open it again only in an emergency, which we are not experiencing at the moment. Good night.
But my dear, it's Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember. Oh, you a naughty thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg. Smethels told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping with news. Heard about Lord and Lady Lambeth. Ruined utterly. Scarcely enough left for appearances, I'm told. I always liked Georgia. Married Charles for his name and his fortune, sensible girl. But she's made her nest. Now she must live in it. Well, my dear, I've a little favor, a tiny one. Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me. Be an absolute darling and find out who he is. Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace. Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
Yes, can I help you? As purser, I arrange dinner reservations, rent deck chairs, the usual shipboard duties. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. Let me check. Aha, Mr. George Quincy Clifford, A27. I live to serve. That's all then, is it? Good night.
Did you get it? Get his name? Clifford. Clifford. Never heard of him. You don't suppose he's rich, do you? You're an angel. And I've news for you, too. While you were gone, Andrew Conkling's been asking for you. Yes, Conkling, the steel baron. God knows what he's been doing in Europe, buying it probably. And where was I? Oh, yes, Andrew Conkling asked me to pass along this. You know his wife Beatrix, the designer? Such an eye! Her clothes preserve the bust line. Couldn't be more flattering. Keeps the eye moving. Much nicer than Worth's. They're friends with Captain Smith. Smith! So handsome, so dashing. White Star's best officer, or was. He's retiring after this voyage. Couldn't be more tragic. My dear, you've blanched. Bad news? Certainly, I must... It's Mrs. Burbank! Consuelo! Enter. I wasn't sure you'd come. First, I want to know how you fared these last years. Rather well from the looks of you. I'm glad to see you. You're the only person I can trust. Please promise me you'll help. You always were there when I needed you. Now, with my life a horrible mess. When Charles discovered my affair with Saoirse, he was quite calm. But I know him, you see. His revenge is taking the necklace, leaving me with nothing. And Saoirse, I'd never trust him again. Don't you see? They're looking for guns, for bombs. At a party last June, Saoirse was quite passionate. A Slavic trait, I'm told. His mother came from Belgrade. I fell in love. We used to meet at his gallery, but we were never alone. They'd come at all hours. Saoirse's friends. His gallery was their London base. They were rough men, foreign. Saoirse told me they were part of a Balkan aid society. Stupid girl that I was, I believed him. But then I found out. These people, they... Charles!
Please, Georgia, continue. Was it my title or my income you found so desirable? I was never sure. Now that both assets are depleted, why don't you go to Sasha? Maybe he can help, as he's done before.
Ignore him. I see the smoking room's had its usual effect.
Idle gossip, apparently.
You see his attitude? Please, go.
Since you obviously can't depend on me, here, take the chill out of the air. Thank you for seeing after my wife. Now I think it best you leave the happy couple, drowning in their happiness. Good night.
Remember, I need your help.
You've arrived. I was expecting you. Don't think we've met. I'm Leyland Sachem Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist for the supernatural. I was just holding court with these two ladies. Honor and glory. Crowning time. They say 100 wood carvers worked on the Titanic. Such effort. Now in such danger. Yes, for the ship, and for a mutual acquaintance. I visited with a very nice woman in second class, a Mrs. Hart. Won't sleep a wink at night, she says, because something dreadful is about to happen. She believes to call this ship unsinkable flies in the face of God, and such arrogance will be punished. She should join the Bureau. I see your friend, Willy von Haderlitz. He is in very great danger. The ring. Yes, did you notice the Russian characters on the inside band? Willy has a hidden life. There's a girl, a pretty girl. Haderlitz knows her. Show her the ring. She'll help you. Good luck. Good night.
Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'll just finish my chores and I'll be right back. I need to finish my dinner. Dinner calls. But in all honesty, I'll be back and continue. I just want to pause so that I won't just, you know. I was gonna wait. I know, I confused myself. I'll talk to you guys later after the dinner calls. I know, shut up. Alright. See you when I return. Alright, I'm back. And let's. Sorry for being gone for so long, but let's continue, shall we? And before we continue, I just want to say that's quite a lot of the main missions. So as you saw there, so let's just continue, and we'll see what happens. What happens in the end. But one thing that I have to say is that we found Rubaiyat. We found the painting. So it's a win-win. But we still need so much to do. Let's continue.
It's you. I just developed some new photos. Wait till you see this.
Eric, who's at the door?
There they are, the steel tycoon Conkling with Lord Lambeth discussing business.
Eric!
I've got to go. Goodbye.
What did our young Mr. Hadelitz want? I'll see if I can dig something up on him. Their partnership appears to be dissolving. Who else knows young Hadelitz? Talk to anyone who may have seen him. Hadelitz's ring. Maybe Trask can tell you more about it. Finally, you're on the right trail. Follow those leads.
There you are. I have evidence of a scandal. I have seen a first-class passenger, a Mr. Hadelitz, among the steerage class. He's been gambling with the crew and worse. I followed him into third class, on F deck where he visited the room of an unchaperoned young authorities. Such behavior, it smacks of socialism and unrest. I'm looking forward to talking with you about the mission. God needs your help. Thank you so much. I will call on you tomorrow. Good evening.
Hello, I'm Conkling. Good of you to come. I trust you're finding the accommodation satisfactory? You're welcome. White Star's anxious for everyone to be as comfortable as possible, particularly on the maiden voyage. Sorry to seem mysterious. You must understand someone in my position, an investor in this ship, needs discretion. You're under no obligation, of course. I have a slight problem. You may be able to help. A servant has stolen an important business document from me, and I must recover it. A few years ago, my wife Beatrix hired a young Irish girl as maid in our London house. We treated her well. 2 weeks ago, she up and left without notice, taking a certain letter with her. I'd given up all hope of recovering it, until my wife spotted her this morning on the third-class promenade. Needless to say, I checked with the purser. She'd been scheduled to sail on the Philadelphia, but those passengers were transferred on board the Titanic because of a coal strike. Government officials, friends of mine, told me a bureau agent was on board. I found you through Mrs. Cashmore. A preposterous woman, but she does have an eye for accomplishment. Look, will you help me? You will be rewarded handsomely. Her name is Shayla Hacker. She's 20 or thereabouts. I was her benefactor, one might say. Confidential business matters. Conkling Steel provides steel for ships. This ship, for example. If the contents of the letter were publicized, our competitors would profit greatly. I've gotten word to her to meet on the poop deck. Go in my place. Tell her there'll be no trouble if she returns the letter. Afterwards, report to me in our suite, B59. Her name is Shayla Hacker. Good night.
What did I tell you, Shay? I knew he'd not come in person.
Hush, Jack, hush. Conklin, he did send you, didn't he?
I told you, it's a trick. I knew Conklin wouldn't come. He sent one of his cronies instead. I'm her brother, and Conklin. Because of him, Shayla's had to leave everything and everyone she knows.
Jack, don't.
That son of a bitch. She was his maid and all the time violating it.
Hush, Jack. I'll have no more of it. Go on, Jack, say it.
You tell Conklin we have his letter, and he'll not be seeing it till he coughs up a tidy sum, too. 5,000, do you hear? Dollars. Enough to get her started right in America. And if he moves a hand against us, I'll make sure the newspapers get the letter and print it. So tell Conklin. 5,000. Measured against what he has, it's a bloody bargain.
Meet us here again, at 1 tonight.
$5,000, then he'll get his damn letter. Agreed?
We'll be waiting for you.
Come in. I'd hoped to meet you earlier. However, my wife and I were calling on the Astors. Madeline's pregnant. Beatrix was thrilled. We have no children. I see. It's a ransom. May I present Mrs. Conkling?
You should pitch the ungrateful girl overboard. Your clothes, French cut, quite fetching. Delighted to meet you.
Beatrix is on her way to California. She's got a new project in... Where is it, dear?
A cow town, someplace called Los Angeles. I'm doing up a little resort there. It's called the Beverly Hills Hotel. So, where is the Irish tart? Dreaming of her newfound riches?
We were just talking about that, darling.
My husband and myself extended every courtesy, showed every kindness to Shayla. We've no children. Shayla became quite dear to us. So her theft hurt us all the more for the trust we placed in her. Don't fail us. Now, excuse me, I must retire. I have a frightful headache. It was a pleasure. Good night. Andrew?
My wife felt strongly about Shayla. As I've told you, we've no children of our own. Look, you must get that letter. Don't wait until tomorrow. See if you can speak to Shayla directly, without her brother. She's in the third-class cabins forward, on F deck, number 59. Good night. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Jack, is that you? I'll be right out. I don't want to wake the baby. Oh. But we were meeting later. Where's Jack? Please, I don't want no trouble. I didn't know the letter was so dear. I just wanted to take something, anything that looked valuable. For the baby. It was Jack who read it. Saw it was bad for Mr. Conkling. He said the bit about selling bad steel would ruin him if it was to get out in the papers. My baby, Eddie. He's the only reason I stood them last month at the Conklings. I knew Mr. Conkling weren't going to leave his missus. I was only a parlor maid, but I didn't care. I was happy to have his baby. Him and Mrs. Conkling, I thought they was so kind, until I found out. Then Mrs. Conkling was going to steal my baby for her own. Once I had it, she would fire me and take Eddie for herself. She can't have her own babies. So they used me to get one, to get Eddie. When I found out that was her plan, I left. I didn't know the letter was anything. I thought it might hold £1 or two. Anyway, Jack, he says Mr. Conkling got the letter from an engineer up at the mill. Said the mill's been making bad steel. High in sulfur is what he called it. The steel's no good, and they put it in the Titanic. It'd be a scandal if it got out. That's why Mr. Conkling wants the letter back. But Jack, he says Conkling will have to pay us to get it. $5,000. Huh, Mrs. Conkling's probably behind it. All she cares about is a fine name and pots of cash. And a baby. But she won't get Eddie. No, she won't. And if she tries, I'll ruin her. Make her poor as me. Oh, that's Eddie. Bye. Don't forget about our meeting.
Hello. You may have heard I am in financial straits. I've borrowed money from Andrew Conkling, money that he is now demanding I pay back. I've none to give. Poverty should remain the domain of the virtuous. I've no taste for it. Georgia, afraid of me? Well, that would be a reaction at least. We no longer evoke emotion in each other. We're a husband and wife in name only. To tell you. No, I shall fix things first. And without Georgia. Another drink? Another whiskey for, Hope you don't mind if I do. Now, you, want to know some secrets. Thank you, bartender. I'll tell you one. George's diamond necklace. It's a fake. The one on her neck, leastways. I gave the real necklace to Sasha. It's in his cabin for safekeeping. When he gets to New York, he'll sell it, quickly and quietly, for 20% commission. I'll pay off my debts to Conkling, put Georgia away, sail back to England free and clear. Because I threatened to tell Scotland Yard about his Serbian Aid Society, and because Sasha's a greedy bastard. He'd betray his love for 20%. And Georgia thinks she's outsmarted me. No, she's got a fake about her neck and doesn't know. Another? Good night, then. You'll sleep well. The whiskey and the sea are both smooth for a change.
You again. Needing another reading, are you? Good night.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. I am sorry, but this is the officers' promenade. No passengers allowed. We aren't supposed to allow passengers on the bridge. Ah, my binoculars. Thank you. Borrowed them from Fleet earlier tonight. He's up in the crow's nest. Hope he has another pair with him. Oh, guess I left them somewhere. Thanks again. Well, I suppose it's all right. Just don't touch. Good night. I think you've seen enough. Seaman, check course. Now I remember why passengers aren't allowed on the bridge.
Yes? You want something? It's Willie's ring. Willie, what's happened? Something bad, hasn't it? Something to Willie. He told me if I ever received this ring, I was to know that whoever gave it to me was a friend, and to tell them about the notebook, that they should find it. Willie's hidden a notebook on board, that's all I know. Now what about Willie? Is he hurt? Oh, he told me jokes. Bad ones, but he made me laugh. Not like Mama's friends. Mama, she doesn't like Germans, unless they've a title to their name. But I like Willie. A lot. May I have it? The ring? Thank you. I'll never forget this. Willie's in trouble. Please help him if you can.
I'm just gonna pause the game. So, hi LPS. So, yeah. Wow, it's I had to admit it's been a while since I did done these streams. I do plan to do it with StreamYard, but I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'm gonna stick with the OBS. Who knows? So, yep. Let's continue. Do more of these side missions or keep track of the main mission. We'll see. Hold on. Let's continue.
Quickly, there's not much time. Willie Hadelitz is dead, electrocuted in the Turkish bath. I heard one of the officers talking about it. This may not have been an accident. Apparently, someone wants that painting badly enough to kill for it. Do you have it? Smashing. Splendid job. Look here, on the back. It's a plan for Allied troop deployment in France. If Germany ever invaded, they'd have destroyed us. No wonder Hadelitz was killed. Well, Berlin won't get this now. Leave the painting with the purser. He'll keep it with the Rubaiyat. Young Hadelitz, a Tsarist spy? It's beginning to become clear. Quite possibly. We need more information about the murder. A notebook. Zeitel's previous mission was aiding a band of Russian revolutionaries called Bolsheviks who want to overthrow the Tsar. The Germans would like nothing better than to see chaos in Russia. I'll bet that notebook's got names of Russian radicals. Such a list would be very important to the Okhrana, the Russian secret police. With it, they'd root out the Bolshevik ringleaders and eliminate a threat to the Tsar, which would certainly help the rest of us. If Hadelitz was murdered, you'll need protection. Here, this pen releases a single burst of knockout gas when opened. Find that notebook. It could be vitally important. And give that painting to the purser. Go investigate the situation at the Turkish bath. Move.
Fancy meeting you again.
Snooping about the decks again? What fun.
Oh, Henry, snooping. Really? Such dreadful taste.
Reminds me of that chap Burns, that photographer who took pictures of the ship.
You should look him up. He's on sea deck. He has such a lovely wife, too.
I say it's late. Must run. Goodbye.
Yes, can I help you? A painting, is it? I'll put this in the safe. Glad to be of service.
glad that we progressed through the story. I'm quite impressed how this is going on, so it's quite interesting, and I have to admit I love this game. Same how most of Titanic enthusiasts grew up with back in 90s. I didn't grow up. I was born in 20 no way. Wrong year. In 2002. So yeah, I was like hold up. The game was released in 1996. My year of birth 2002. That would be, oh wow, 6 years as of like late. Yes, I'm not alone on this. When playing this game, it's this game, Titanic Adventure at the time, is the most legendary game of all Titanic games out there. Arguably, can't speak. Arguably, the most anticipated Titanic game that's gonna be released is Honor and Glory. I remember doing some. I remember that I did some of the videos from Titanic Honor and Glory Demo 3, Demo 1, Demo 2, and Reception Flooding. So these are the only demos. I also did Patroness of the Mediterranean, like for the first time, and for the second time when I actually started like recording streams. And I may plan to do something that I always want to do with these types of games, like Honor and Glory and Patroness of the Mediterranean. Anyway, this is gonna be tough. And it's quite interesting that the timing has stopped, so it's kind of like frozen time. As we go through the story, as we go through the story, then the timing is gonna move, so yeah. It's quite interesting because I think that the only I think that what I love about most games are cutscenes. And I may actually do that with the Patroness of the Mediterranean. Who knows? I'll try. So let's continue. I'm gonna mute myself for now and enjoy the gameplay. Before I continue, this is just what happened after Hadowitz really won Hadowitz. If you remember that vision, he was possibly killed by Colonel Zeitel in electric bath. Oh my god, I can't. I don't want to see that. Oh jeez. Alright. I think I met with Eric Burns. I think I'm gonna do that side mission now and then go to meet Willy in a Turkish bath. And one thing that I had to say is that the Turkish bath in this game was modeled after the Olympics Turkish bath. So on Titanic it's on a different layout. So it's supposed to be like a stairwell going down. Then the door on the left will be for the swimming pool, and the door on the right is gonna be for the Turkish bath. So yeah, let's continue.
I've got even more photos. Look at
Eric, who's at the door?
Stephanie. She's still sore. I want to get her a gift, you know, but it's too late.
Eric!
Got anything Stephanie'd like? I'll trade you. These photos for something for Steffi. Nothing? Gee, maybe you should ask the Reverend Trout. She's all...
Eric, come to bed.
Coming, pumpkin. Good night.
God has moved his mighty hand against the wicked. Gambling, lewdness, and a mixing of the classes are repaid with fire. You have heard the news? Young Hadelitz has gone to meet his maker. Or someone else, eh? We can only speculate, can't we? They say the electric bath has never malfunctioned before. Believe me, it wasn't the voltage, but the cleansing work of the Lord. Take this card, a prayer card, from my own collection. I'm looking forward to talking with you about the mission. God needs your help. Thank you so much. I will call on you tomorrow. Good evening.
I'm just gonna pause. That's actually true, Sean. Sean, I can't pronounce your name. Sean Diplin. Yeah, that's actually true. It's the same layout, but the entrance and the layout of what's inside is actually different. Like the layout of the walls is different, and there's only one existing photograph of the Turkish bath on Titanic, and I think it was taken by the Southampton newspapers when they were on board. Like they entered and just took a photograph, and that's pretty much what they. That's pretty much one photo that's available. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. I'll be glad to meet you soon. Oh wait, said that wrong. Oh yeah, Trout, always like that. He's always like that. Thank you so much. I'll be glad to talk to you tomorrow. Good evening. Yeah. He always is like. He always is like this. Yeah. Oh boy. It's a good thing that he gave me that card so I can trade for that photograph. Okay. I'm gonna talk less and just focus on that side mission. Let's see. So let's see what photographs Eric Burns is gonna give me.
I've got even more photos. Look at
Eric, who's at the door?
Stephanie. She's still sore. I want to get her a gift, you know, but it's too late.
Eric!
Got anything Stephanie'd like? I'll trade you. These photos for something for Steffi. What a nice thought for a new bride. Thanks. Here, take my picture. It's a man peering out from the last smokestack.
Eric, come to bed.
Coming, pumpkin. Good night.
What have you heard? Anything? Tell me. You knew him? Look. Don't breathe a word to anyone. This was just a simple accident. Ismay is going to raise hell when he hears. And I thought this would be an easy trip. Talk to Smethers, his steward. Say the man came down here after using the squash courts. Yes, yes, but be careful what you send. We don't need any scandals. Be my guest. Mind you, it's not pretty. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Most regrettable. Most regrettable indeed. The young German gentleman, dead. In the electric bath. Quite unanticipated. He was alive. Most vocally, too. Just a few hours before, arguing with someone on B deck. The gentleman's voice was unfamiliar. About a painting. He'd misplaced it. And the other gentleman wanted to know where it was. Yes, I believe Dr. O'Loughlin is waiting to move him, so as not to alarm the other passengers. It is, I must warn you, a most unpleasant sight. Very good. This is most irregular. Most irregular indeed.
Christ almighty wonder! You has a face ache, ain't you? Rooming the ship, poking your nose into everyone's business. Just who do you take me for now? One of those la-di-da millionaires up top? Jack Hacker keeps his word, honors his promises. When I saw you coming, I says to myself, they'll be wanting to know about him. The foreign gentleman, German I suspect. A remedy nervous type he was too. Give me a bob and told me to tell whoever asked to repeat the phrase word for word. You want to hear it now? But still the vine her ancient ruby yields, and still a garden by the water blows. Yeah, that's it. Here, he wrote it down. What's it mean anyway? Some rich man's game you play? You can have it. Just tell Conklin we want the money tonight.
Can you feel it? The air has changed. It's clammy, cold, like the ice caves in the Eiger. But you're not here about climatology. What do you want? I don't think his death was an accident. He has double-crossed the Colonel. That may help you. The Titanic was never christened. Very bad luck for a ship. They say that when building her, a worker was entombed in the hull. And though we've 2,000 on board, the tons of the astral plane are quite strong. Whatever happens will be quite interesting. Aha! The ruby out again! But still the vine her ancient ruby yields. What's red and old? Still a garden by the water blows. Still a garden by the water blows. We're on the water, obviously. And a garden means plants. Where's there a profusion of greenery on board? Figure it out. Goodbye. I'll be here if you need me.
Yoo-hoo! Did you hear? J.P. Morgan, he owns the White Star Line. He was to be on board. At the last moment, he took the cure in France instead. Why do you suppose? Has the ship sprung a leak? I'll scare myself to death. Everyone knows the Titanic's unsinkable. Why, it's the Harrises. You know, the Broadway producer. My dear, I simply must run. Lovely chatting with you. Goodbye.
Don't mind if I do. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, I always say. Gave a pack of these to the German kid early tonight. He's an odd one.
While we was docked in Queenstown, I saw him on top of one of the smokestacks.
The last one, right at the top. Who knows what he was up to? Looked like he was hiding something. Crazy crowd kid.
Please leave me.
Gonna pause right here. Gonna switch the necklace. This necklace that I have with a real one. Yeah. I normally do the Scotland Road Parisian Cafe, Old Red's route. I haven't seen this one before. Oh. Oh yeah, this is actually after you pick a clue and try to I don't know how to say it, like try to like how the historians do, try to do research of the meaning of it, and yeah, it's quite I have to admit that was actually the hard part, and I forgot about the first part. I just went straight to Scotland Road. Wow. Alright, let's continue. Let's do the old switcheroo. Alright, enough jokes. Let's Begin.
Hello. Just seeing to the electric. The fuse box there. She said we've had no time to check her wearing. ADEC's been complaining about the lights all night. We'll get her straightened right out. That is if I can find my screwdriver. Wager I forgot it below. Dawn now. Be right back.
What are you doing in my cabin? You must leave immediately. You need to tend to your own affairs. Fortunately, you've left my valuables undisturbed.
Oh, surprised me you did. It's a lonely post here. Cold adds to it. And break your neck? The entrance is below decks. Only the lads in the engine room can get to it. Climb the smokestack. We're sipping a little too much brandy tonight, aren't we?
Passengers aren't allowed on the bridge. Try asking Officer Morrow for a tour. His mood's lifted since he found his binocs. Off with you now.
Please, go away. Good night.
Well done. Listen, I've discovered the only way into the smokestack. Through the engine room. Find that notebook. Helping the Tsar will help us too.
Oh, she's still running rough. You're so clever last time, you cared to have a go again? No, is it? Then you can't pass. Not while I got my engine troubles. Oh, she's still running rough. You're so clever last time, you cared to have a go again? Right. There's a gauge showing the turbine's power output. The needle's got to move into the green zone. Cheers, mate.
Okay, before I go into the smokestack, I just wanna see the chat. My favorite rowing machine. Oh yeah, in the gymnasium. It's quite interesting because even Smeddles also mentioned that in the beginning of the stream, like in the beginning of the mission. It's quite interesting. Now this part is gonna be a little bit tricky. Should I give wait. Should I give Zytel a notebook so that I can so that he can shoot? No. Gonna spend that pen. Definitely. He doesn't know that I have a trap. Okay, Blood is waiting. Right. Here we go.
You have interfered in my affairs for the last time. You are the one who stole the ruby yacht. And Sasha's painting. I know you have it. Prepare to die at the hands of Serbia.
I think that notebook is for me. Please.
I cannot tell. The agents have our secrets.
Thank you for finding it. Willie would have appreciated your effort. Cold, isn't it? I've maintained climate is the crucible of civilization. Culture blooms in the temperate. It is the tropic and Arctic zones which breed barbarism. Russia, for instance. In that notebook are names of anti-Tsarist Russians, revolutionaries living in exile. Germany supports these men. They are called communists. We provide assistance, small courtesies, and, wherever possible, financial encouragement. One of these men is moving to Krakow soon. Charming city, Krakow. We urge Willie to befriend such types in Vienna. He kept a list of such men for us, or so I thought. He was a Russian agent who was going to turn those names over to the Okhrana, the Russian Secret Service.
Dave would kill them. Secretly, of course, but kill them just the same. Think. With the revolutionaries all dead, the Tsar would be secure on his throne.
That should not be allowed. Not when there are wars to be planned for.
Now then, the notebook. An iceberg. They've run into an iceberg. The idiots! I will be taking that notebook now. What?
You see, my friend, we will all meet the devil. Eventually.
That's a nasty bump. You'll live. But for how long is the question? We've struck an iceberg. The incompetents, the idiots! That was an hour ago. The captain's called women and children to the boats. It's serious. She's sinking by the bow. She's got about an hour left, maybe a little more. The Rubaiyat. And a fine time I had getting it back from the purser. It's safer with you now. I've the painting. Take it, and make sure that necklace doesn't end up in the wrong hands. The Serbian, Vlad, he must have the notebook. The notebook lists the names of Russian radicals. The Germans actively encourage Lenin and other revolutionaries. You must recover that notebook. This information is vitally important to our Russian allies. I know you're hurt, but the Titanic's sinking. It's not going to be easy. The lifts have been shut down for good. We must get the evidence off the ship before it goes. So, up we go. Now get cracking.
You've not found a boat? It seems I shall not see Sunapee either. This is a test of faith, like the blood fluke infestations at the mission. Unspeakable things. The worms fell even the fittest. We prayed then too, after Mazan and the bearers fled into the bush. Though Emily did not escape God's plan, tonight is another test. We shall brave the deluge like Noah and his family. Does anyone know how long the great flood raged? Do you know? Exactly. You are blessed with fortune. Comfort Miss Limehouse. She is in the first-class lounge.
If you've come to get me to leave, I'm not going. I'm not leaving Willie. I want to stay near him on the ship. We went for a walk that night on deck. There were so many stars, just like tonight. I told him you can't see the stars in New York. The lights burn too bright. I told him to go to Central Park. I was going to take him to the park to show him the stars. We met here in the lounge the first night out. He introduced himself. Willie was so kind. Not like Mama's friends, they just want our money. I'm staying with him. Here, take this shawl. I don't need it. If you get to New York, visit the park. That's where you see stars. That's where I wanted to take Willie. Goodbye.
My orders are to allow nobody above this deck. Orders to be maintained. Last thing we need's a riot. If you go down there, I can't guarantee you'll come back. It's dangerous down there. Quickly now. If I'm still here when you return, I'll let you back up.
Stand back! Ladies and gentlemen, maintain order. Women and children board first.
Prepare to swing out! Lifeboat away, sir!
You have found me. And Sasha. Yes. Sasha cared only for himself, not Serbia, not the Black Hand. This is war. Deserters are shot. Like dogs. Maybe you come for the notebook. The one the German wanted? Maybe you want this. The English lord's necklace. It is mine to sell. The money for the Black Hand. Then you will see somewhere, sometime, within a month, in a year, we strike. We will start a fire. A fire that will destroy the Austria oppressors, destroy Europe, and all Serbs will know freedom. I must leave. I must get on a lifeboat. Once again, I must ask for your help. Find a way to let me board a lifeboat unnoticed. Women and children first is the rule. What? How? A disguise? No. I die like a man. You can get me into the first class? To the boats? What can I give you? Never. It is for Serbia. Quickly, what do you take? Take it and give me. Give it to me. If I disguise myself, I can reach the boats. The sea, it's coming in.
Mrs. Conklin, she's stolen my baby. I was to meet Mr. Conklin, but she showed up instead, demanding the letter. I let her hold the baby so I could get my hands free. I let her, and she took him. She told the steward Hetty was hers. He wouldn't let me follow her to first class. She's leaving with my baby. Take the letter. Find her. See if she'll trade the baby for it. Please, you're our only hope.
Get that baby for Mrs. Conklin. Trade the letter.
You may.
What do you want? He's mine now. The letter.
Nobody's allowed above. I'll try to remember you on the way up. Good luck.
You got him back. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. You did the right proper thing, you did. You got me thanks. Go on. Get up top with my sister and the baby. Save them.
No, Jack, no. Not without you.
Hush now. Hush. There'll be no luck for men like me up top. I'll try me luck back here, in the stern. Get moving.
It's best I be going now. Take me to the boats.
Thank you. I'll not forget this.
It's first class I'm in. I'll never forget what you done. God protect you.
I say, old bean, absolute madhouse, don't you think? People running hither and thither, no organization, no plan of attack.
Henry doesn't think the situation calls for panic.
Lunatics, all of them, running about like rabbits with a stoat at the hole.
The lapse in social order is absolutely shocking.
Boats! Ha! If I were captain.
Such people, they're not dressed for first cabin. Like those two immigrants on the second-class stairwell. Really, something should be done. The woman's quite upset.
Sodding foreigners!
I can't possibly get in these boats.
I agree. Packing the women off in such crowded quarters.
Frightfully cramped.
Like tinned mullet.
The Titanic is perfectly safe, isn't it?
I say, I'm in need of a gin.
Not now, Henry, not now. The officer there, he wants me in the boat.
They say the smoking room's still open.
Goodness, I do believe I hear running water.
Perhaps we can play a few hands with that Frenchman.
Henry, I do think we should stay here with the boats.
Blast it all, Ribena. Pitch yourself in. I say, old bean, coming with?
Yes, do get in. We so enjoy the company.
Hoist a leg, old bean. In you go.
Tell them we did our best. Tell them.
Vlad left the sinking ship without the rubaiyat, nor did he have the real Lambeth diamonds. The Black Hand never got its funds, money intended to finance a wave of terrorism across the Balkans. One of the intended targets, the heir to the Austrian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand. His murder might have started a war. We were lucky. We got peace instead. As for the painting, it left with me. The plans proved useless. In the month following the sinking, the War Office scrapped the proposed deployments in a cost-cutting measure. But the canvas? As the only artifact saved from the Titanic, the painting became famous. Along with its creator, a rather excitable Austrian named Adolf Hitler, who makes a lucrative career to this day, peddling overpriced alpine vistas to the carriage trade. I left the ship with Willie's notebook. Eventually, it found its way to the Russians. The Tsar's secret police were grateful, and the names Stalin, Lenin, and Trotsky vanished from history. The communist revolution aborted. I didn't really realize it then, but that night 30 years ago was one of history's most crucial. Though the Titanic carried 1,500 to the death, a peaceful world would be their epitaph. Our mission was a success. With no wars or bloody revolutions to derail us, prosperity and progress has flowed into every corner of the globe, bringing humanity a security known only to the privileged few before the Titanic sailed. Today, on April 14th, 1942, I am leaving the service to retire in a world at peace. One can only imagine how different it could have been, would have been, if we had failed.
And that's it, everybody. Woo! That's it. Whew, that took so a while. That took a long time. Well, that's the end. Titanic Adventure time fully completed. Success. I wish I could have done some of the bad endings, like, but success. Mission accomplished. Hold up. And that's it. Hold up, let me end this on a high note. Do you ever say, Georgia, when you do replays? Oh, that. I did try, but I did think of saving her, but my god. I don't know how she is. I think it's when you fail one mission and then you can do the next, like, repeat until you fail. Until you succeed, then that's what happens. I just did this with my own, like, telling myself what to do. It's gonna be... I wish I could just save Georgia, but my god, I'm really, like... I thought the stream is gonna be like 3 hours long, but no. I just... I could save her, but I just want to focus on this main story. I think her story was actually side mission or something. I don't know. When I do replays, I don't know. I remember seeing her on the deck. Maybe I missed it. Maybe those two are just annoying, like couldn't see her. I don't know. But this is my way to end the game. I really wish I could do an next stream and just, but I don't know. I do plan to move on with the gaming stuff. So yeah. And for the end, I just want to play this tune. Hold up. Let me find it. So for the ending, I mean, there is a side story for Georgia. Saving Georgia and going to a lounge, comforting Zeitel. But he's gonna get away with a painting and notebook. So I wonder if she survived. I wonder. I don't know really. Yeah, it was actually. I think it's yeah, I'm just looking at Game Boomers on a walkthrough how it's done, and there's a thing that if I chose Zaito to have a notebook, like if I chose Zaito to have a notebook, then I had to find him on a second class promenade, talk to him, and trade the boat pass for the painting. Oh god, that French. You know how much I don't love those card games with that French. If that it actually doesn't. So yeah. I do remember someone doing with Saving Georgia, and this is the same ending. Same ending. Like, all the time. But yeah, I don't need to do, like, every option every time. I just repeat. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't like, I don't like, I don't know how, I do remember someone playing that, I think it was Spamos, when he played this game and then he lost first time and then he had to reload and do everything. Oh, wow. This is why I had to skip that card game with the French. With Gorse Jonas. I can't spell that name. I can't spell that name. French. Gorse Jonas. I can't. I suppose that option when it comes for the ending. I think sometimes I do like a speed run, and it's like I don't know why. Every time I just every time that I play, I just skip all the side missions and went straight to the ending. Like, but it's a good thing that I did some of the side missions. Sweet. I wish there was a side mission where I think it was I think in the beginning there was actually where you had to like talk to Eric Burns and then find where Stephanie is, and then go back to him, go to his room, like telling him to pay more attention to her, and just blah. Oh yeah, the world record speed runs. Oh, will make me collapse. Yeah. And the side stories were pretty much interesting. They don't impact your timing in the game, which is quite which is interesting. I never like I, I don't know how to like yeah, it was actually like a side story, and then there was like, oh, I forgot. Hold up, let me think. Oh yeah, it's I think it was when I was doing like Trout, or what was the side story? There were quite a lot of side missions, no side stories. There was like a oh god, I forgot. There was one in the stream. I can't rewind the stream. I had to replay the stream so that I can see it. And there was one like there was one side mission, and it didn't change the time. It's just like how it is. It doesn't impact the script and anything. It's like a side mission. You can do the side missions as well. It's optional. So yeah. Side missions always don't impact the story. They're just there to help you talk to other people. It's quite interesting. I mean, there were a lot, like the one with Trout, Reverend Trout. The another was hold up. Another one was, I think I missed that one with meeting with Colonel Zeitel and Willy von Hadelitz. Like that at the one beginning when Max Cyberman, I think, when he asked Frank Frank Carlson, which is the player who's the one we like. I don't know how to describe it. It's he is the main character of this game. So yeah, I just want to say that Frank Carlson is the player. We are playing like through his missions on Titanic, and then try to talk to other people on board, and that's what we did in this one. So yeah. And as for the speed run, there were quite a lot. Quite a lot. I do remember seeing quite a lot of people doing that, and I think there were a couple of them doing actually the side missions and the main mission, which is quite interesting. I've never seen them doing that before. There was one who actually did miss the painting. I think it was the painting doesn't show up when you listen to Zeitel and Sasha, and another one where you meet with him in the reception room. I think that was the one where you get distracted and then they can find the painting quite easily. So yeah, I think it's better to do before you listen to the conversation. Otherwise you'll be gone otherwise that painting will be gone. Yeah. I think there was actually a case of trading with a painting. I think it was, hold up. It's actually about the notebook, but I can't. No, there isn't. Hold up. Oh, let me see if it's not. Oh yeah, I'm looking again on Game Boomers just to see how you'll find either the painting or else just the empty frame. It all depends on how long you took to find the crate. If the painting is there, take it. If it's not there, don't panic. You get another opportunity later in the game. Oh, that's the case. Oh. Yeah, I agree on that. It's how I think it was like, don't forget the timing and like don't miss out or something. I don't know. And it's quite interesting because of how I don't know how if there's any notebook. Yeah, the only limit is the sinking, which is quite interesting. You have 10 minutes from the time you turn to Robert to Penny Pickle. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was quite like I'm quite surprised. Yeah, there are quite a lot of time limits in this game. One during the sinking and the one during the missions, like before the collision. I want the which is quite interesting. Yeah, such for the painting. Yep. It's quite interesting because this site also showcases the cabin, like where you had to save Georgia. It's quite interesting because oh yeah, I need to win that card game. That's not what I like the most. What I don't like. I don't like playing card games in this game. But anyway. Another side story, yeah. Another side story with Georgia. If it's the main story, then bye. Alright. That's it. That's the game. Whoa. It's a little bit... It's more brutal than I thought. Like, wow. Jack Hacker. That swear word was just... This is why I don't invite those younglings to see this game. It's just... Jeez, it's so... This game has some swear words. Not gonna lie. I enjoy Blackjack, but not the... Oh, yeah. Wait, that's Blackjack. Oh. It's been a while since I played this game, so I forgot what's Blackjack. I don't know how many times I won 5, 4. I can't keep count. I've been playing this game for quite a long time, like mid to 2010s. Like, keep forgetting stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why I forget those stuff. This stuff, it's just. Anyway. Well, that's it. That's the game. Now, oh yeah, I was actually shocked when I was playing it for the first time. Like, Billy Hadelitz is dead. What? Say what? Shocking news. Yeah, I can't do that. Like, Spam will say shocking news and I enjoy his gameplay of this game, so yeah. It's quite interesting. And Yep. That's the end. Ooh. I wish I could play this again, maybe with a commentary, like how I did with my previous Titanic Adventure at the Time videos. Maybe I should do more of a gameplay of that, like tour mode, lost mission. I did try to do it with the main gameplay of Titanic of this game, but now I did. So yeah, it's a trip down memory lane. Maybe I'll do more of that in the future. Who knows? Maybe. No, wait. On the planning, there was actually. I do plan to do like a tour with the tour guides in this game, like combining all my videos that I've done of this game. Man, I so wish I could get a physical copy. This is from Daniel Hobby's website. So I had to play it on DOSBox. I mean, that's the only way that I played this game. It was on his site, I think before he put it on the site, or was it after? On that he allowed everyone to play it online, and then oh yeah, you had to enable Java for that. So so yeah, it's a shame that he doesn't do those Titanic Adventure at the Time online mode. It'll be quite interesting, but it's too late. You can still get from his site if you want to. But there's like two options. Either you can do like with the DOSBox and download the files from his site of this game, or you can buy it, own a physical copy. I mean, there are quite a lot of people owning a physical copy of the game. This is mostly buying digitally. I sorely wish I could buy it via Steam, but Steam version has that issue with when you want to go to the bow deck and then you suddenly on A deck, which is quite surprising. Like glitch. Like some say it's a glitch, and then others say, "Oh, it's a glitch," and then never mind, we'll fix that and go on. I don't know if some people still have that issue. I think they don't. But it's nice to play this game on a DOSBox, so yeah. I sorely wish I could do more of this, but anyway, I'm actually happy with how the stream is going. Yeah, that's actually frustrating. Whenever I hear those from the players of this game, they actually get annoyed of that. Was it like glitch? Yeah, I do remember a member, like a Discord server member, who was doing those patches for the game, for the GOG version, I think. No, that was the Steam version. And there's quite a lot of patch, like he was doing the patch for, I think it was for the bow deck, like that glitch. And there was another patch with because the main game doesn't allow you to go to lounge. I think I should have visited the lounge in this syncing mode, but I missed that. And there's quite a lot of options, but I do remember him posting on Facebook group, which is Thomas no Thomas. Jeez, what am I saying? Titanic Adventure at the Time. and he was posting patches, like patch 1, patch 2, patch 3 for individual, like one with a boat deck issue, another for lounge, so that you can go during, like, not during the sinking, but like I forgot how, like during, like before the collision you can go to the lounge. And yeah, I don't know I honestly don't know how many patches he did. I think he did another for those minor characters. I don't know. I don't know. I do remember those patches, so yeah. So anyway, that's the end of this game. I love it, in all honesty. I never done the side missions, which is quite surprising to do this now. And yeah, it's, except that one with Georgia. I solely wish I could do that, but card games is what I don't like in this game. I just don't like. Are you saying like this is what I always think to myself. Oh, I think I should do a card game. What do you mean by card game? Like blackjack? Go away. You stupid idiot. That's in my mind. Oh my god, that's what I always think about that card game, blackjack. I'm always terrible at that game. Like, I sometimes succeed, but other times, ugh. I'm a noob in those card games. Except one, but not in this game. But yeah, I just skip that part. I wish I could do that part, but I don't wanna. So I'm just gonna go tell that Lady Georgia survived. That's all I can tell. If I didn't do that side mission, then that's how it will be. But I don't know, honestly. I don't know if we should do this again or maybe sometime, but I have so much plans to post on this channel. So yeah, this is the stream about Titanic Adventure at the time gameplay. So yeah, this has really been like a fun game, and it's quite interesting going back and go through every single mission except for that one that I just said with Georgia. But it's quite interesting playing it, to be honest. Some do like an optional, like a speed run, but I don't really like that. Those speed runs, like doing the main mission and then doing this and that. But I do love revisiting the side missions, some of the side missions that I've chosen to do in this stream. So yep. I do remember others like Tom Linsky, who was the creative producer of Titanic Honor and Glory, who did with Kyle and Matt a live stream about it, and it was quite interesting seeing their approach of the sinking scenario. I think they did with Georgia, I think, but I could be wrong. I think they missed that or something. I don't know. I had to look through that stream or something, but anyway, that's the end. That's congratulations for being with me. it's nice to relive this experiences. This game is always fun, and I do recommend anyone who hasn't tried to play it for to experience the mission, like to experience the tour, to experience everything that this game has to offer, like what you see in my stream. You don't need to do exactly as how I did. You can do your own type of mission, side mission, or maybe just a mission like us, like those speedrun, like those who did world records speedrun. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So for the ending, I'll play this music. I hope it's copyrighted. Hold up. Let me just hide it for. Riku 1135. Oh yeah. I just want to say Riku 1135 did actually post these themes, and so I will end this and end this stream with a bit of Titanic Adventure at a time. Music. Quite interesting hearing it again, to be honest, but anyway, I don't know if I can do oh, I can. Hold up. Let me add a scene 2 and open this one. Hold up, let me find it. Gonna end this on a high note. Maybe I'll just gonna put my YouTube banner. There we go. Okay, that's way too big. Way too big. It's been a pleasure to talk to you guys. Thank you for being with me, Sean. I can't spell. I can't say that name. Sorry. But anyway, enjoy the ending with this main titles, Titanic Adventure at a Time soundtrack. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for staying with me or staying on board, and try to play this game sometime. Who knows what your story has to offer. And yeah. So enjoy the main titles of Titanic Adventure at a Time. And rate, subscribe to the channel, rate, comment, and subscribe again. And now, see you next time.